Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen. We're here for week 2 of ICP. And yes, I know this isn't my team. This is Matt's team. Uh, because my OBS shit itself in the middle of the match and I lost all the footage. I'm so sorry. Um, this is another week of postcom, but this time it wasn't my fault. I didn't have my mic muted the whole time and not realize my OBS just completely shit itself. I will be getting a new laptop soon. This laptop, it's seen its days and it's struggling. But my good friend Matt was kind enough to send me his side of the match, so we're just gonna we're gonna go through. We're gonna watch it together. I'm gonna talk about my plays and why I did what I did. And yeah, I apologize. I know postcom sucks. Trust me, I hate it. I hate it more than anyone, and it just keeps happening. But I'm working on it. The first week was my fault. I had my mic muted. This sucked for me. Not only now having a postcom and then playing the game. Like I was stressing in the game. I was like my OBS was shitting itself, and then I ended up just having to completely take my Switch out of the dock and just play handheld. It just kind of sucked. Kind of ruined the match for me. But the game, well, the show must go on. We finished the match. We played through it, and well, we're gonna get into it right now. Okay, so going into this match, he brought like pretty much everything I expected, except the Ogopon. I got the Terror right on the Iron Crown. I got everything else right pretty much. Like his sets were a little different to what I was expecting. Ogopon I wasn't prepared for at all. I didn't bring any hazard removal because I didn't think he was gonna have any. Um, he's got like no rockers, and then he's got Ogopon for spikes and Racketing for webs, but I wasn't worried about webs between Defiant and Annihilate and Landers being immune. I didn't prepare for hazards, and like honestly, just going into this, I completely forgot that Ogopon gets spikes. Even though I said spikes about Ogopon week 1, we did make transactions, I believe. I don't actually know if I've spoken about them yet. Um, I made transactions. I dropped Ogopon after he did pretty well week 1, but we picked up Galvantula and we picked up. This is week 2, right? Or is this my week 3? This is week 2. Yeah, this is week 2. Yeah, I dropped Ogopon and I ended up picking Galvantula and Bolivar. Just because I wanted webs for them Landers, man. Anyway, let's go into this match. I plan to lead an Annihilate and just get my rocks up because I knew that Enam wasn't going to be boots. I thought it was going to be scarf, and I really wanted the I mostly just wanted the stealth rock damage on that Enamorous, just to put it in range of things like Ice Shard, Weavile, and anything else really. I wanted that Enamorous chip down because I did not switch into that mon very well because I didn't bring a Tinkerton. But yeah, he's gonna set up his spikes of his own here, which I just wasn't expecting. I forgot all about it. I should have thought about it, but it's what it is. It didn't end up being too much of a nuisance. But we've got our rocks up. He's going to taunt us here, which is fine because once my rocks were up, I just wanted to get out of there. So we're going to click U-turn here. And we get a pretty nasty crit here. That crit's really nice here on the Ogopon, so I do apologize to Matt for that. Like that's not what you want at the start of the match. But this basically meant I could send in Weavile and guarantee that a knockoff would KO. Triple Axle also like would have done like a billion to this thing anyway, but because Weavile was my only thing faster than this guy, so that crit just meant I could click knockoff super freely and not have to worry about anything. So I was just calculating to make sure that I didn't have to click Axle because I didn't necessarily want to click that just yet. But yeah, knockoff, if it can confirm the kill on this Ogopon, is all but free into this team. And I was kind of expecting Conkelda to be AV, so I was like, if Kong's AV, I'd love to get rid of that. Conkelda is what comes in, which is sort of what I was expecting. Maybe I should have clicked Axle, but I wanted to remove whether it was AV or whether it was Guts, Flame Orb. I thought getting the item off was a bit more valuable, and it did secure the KO on Ogopon, so that's exactly what I did. I go for the knockoff, and it reveals to be Citrus Berry, which is pretty nice. He's not going to get that recovery, so yeah, just taking that off. pretty nice. But obviously I'm gonna have to get out of here because I am fearing a Mark Punch, Drain Punch, just about anything this guy wants to hit me with. I don't want to take. As he reveals, as you can see, to be quite an interesting set. A set that I wasn't expecting, and that was kind of scary. Because my Annihilate was my dedicated switch to this guy. I was Rocky Helmet, and I thought I could take this guy on. I thought if he knocks off, I'm going to get a Rage Fizz boost. If he Drain Punch, Mark Punch, I'm obviously going to be immune. As he's going to bulk up. And then, so this sort of happens, and I'm kind of like, shoot. This set is just shocking to me. Like, he was so expecting Tinkerton. Funnily enough, actually, during the entire game, he thought that I had Tinkerton, and this would have just done nothing to Tink. So this set was crazy. But I didn't know his moves, and he's going to bulk up, and I'm like, I can't really do too much now. So I've got to get up out of here, and then I was like, I don't know what to go into. I don't necessarily have anything on my side that wanted to come in on a knockoff or a Drain Punch, the two sort of things I was expecting this thing to have. Because I could send Reuniclus in, but I didn't want to take a knock, especially after this thing bulked up. So I'm actually kind of panicking a little bit here, and this is when my OBS was just dying, and I had to pull my switch out of the. I just had to do something. So it happened now when I was trying to think of who to switch into. So I kind of ended up just panicking, and it's probably gonna take a minute here because this is me trying to fix my bullshit. But I had theoretically, like in my head, I had nothing that could switch into this guy. I could have sent Archie in knowing it, like if I had known his set, but obviously I didn't know it was only a knockoff and Poison Jab for his damaging moves. Like Arch would have completely obliterated this set, but I didn't know that. So it was a good bluff. Like it's interesting. It's a very interesting set. But so I'm sort of just weighing my pros and cons to sending just about anything in out. It had to be a special attacker, obviously. And my only options were Galv, Arch, and Reuniclus. And literally none of them wanted to take a hit from this guy. But I end up just sending in my Galvantula, just panic mode, like just sent it in, and knockoff just does so much damage that I'm like, well, that was a really bad play because my game plan was to set up webs, and that was going to be amazing for Landorus. I kind of really needed webs up in this match, but obviously I'm expecting a Mark Punch here, right? I'm at like 10%. It's Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr always has Mark Punch, but I was like, well, fuck, there's nothing I can do anyway. I'm just going to attempt to throw a Thunder off. I was entirely expecting to die here, but as you can see, he does not actually have Mark Punch, which is crazy. Into a Weavile, like Weavile is so nasty into this team. For him to not bring Mark Punch, just I couldn't believe it. But yeah, I'm just trying to think of what to do. I'm trying to think, do I want to get my webs up? Or do I want to just get damage on this? And if I went for the webs, I thought I was going to die regardless, but I was thinking if I go for webs, I don't really have too much to do this. So we go for the Thunder, and we get another crit. Alright, I'm going to pause here for a second. I'll pause. I do sincerely apologize about the crit. However, at the range that Thunder would have put Conkeldurr in, literally everything on my team can revenge it. Obviously, I wouldn't have sent Weavile. Actually, I mean, I kind of knew by this turn that he didn't have Mark Punch, but every single thing I had killed the Conk, regardless of crit or not. And Matt is one of my best mates in draft. I love the bloke, he's amazing. But he carried on a bit about this crit the whole match. I watched his side, obviously, because he sent me his side so I can do the post-com. I watched it. He was not impressed with this crit. I don't think it was as big as he seems to think it was. But we'll carry on. I do apologise. Like the crits suck, and I've had two, so I am sorry. But I don't think it was as detrimental to his game as he seems to think it was. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys could let me know. But regardless, Thunder's going to do a lot to this Conk, so I can pretty much revenge it with just about anything now. I said my only special attackers before were Galv, Reuniclus and what's his name, Arch, but that was a lie. I've got a Landorus. Big Lando, man. You weren't taking an Earth Power, even if I didn't crit. You were dead. But this means I can click in. I can block Sludge Wave, just in case he wanted to swap into the Ogerpon. I was like, I may as well Sludge Wave. I can sort of bluff Scarf. He might think that I'm locked into a move and not want to, you know, lock into Earth Power or whatever. So that's exactly what we do with Sludge Wave here. And Landorus is going to pick up his 5th KO of the season in week 2, which is really nice. This thing's been amazing. But Conk goes down, so that was a threat. I thought it was going to be a lot scarier than it was, but I think that set was a bit whack. All love to Matt. He brought some really cool sets. But essentially, a Sludge Wave there, and he's going to send in I Sludge Wave because I didn't want to allow Enam, because Enam was just, I had nothing to switch into Enam besides my AV Reun. So that was also partly why I clicked Sludge Wave there. I didn't want him to think he could get Enam in. So he does in his video think that I'm Scarf at this point, so he sends in the Iron Crown. And I did intend to just stay in and hit this guy. But he's boosted speed, which is not what I was expecting. And this is where getting those webs up would have been really nice. Like I wasn't able to get them up this game. And I didn't prep for a boost of speed crown because I thought I was going to have webs up. I knew he couldn't remove them. So I just thought I was going to get them up. And I didn't. So this thing's now faster than my entire team. And he's going to be able to get a Calm Mind off here. I got nothing for this. So I'm going to send in my Reuniclus, which is AV, like max specially defensive. And unfortunately, this Reuniclus had Psyshock like for weeks. Well, no, not that. Like the whole week that I was prepping for this this match, I had Psyshock, and then literally last minute, I swapped Psyshock for something. I don't remember. I swapped it for something. I think I swapped it for Terra Blast because I actually changed to Terra Fairy last minute too. But since I didn't have Psyshock, I wasn't able to do a whole lot to this guy. But thankfully he was Terra Ground, and I knew that I had Ice Shard Weavile in the back. So my plan was I'm just going to smack this dude as many times as I can, and hope that I can get it into Ice Shard range. So yeah, this Iron Crown is very threatening. It has the potential to just win from here, but we've got Ice Shard in the back. So I'm just going to keep smacking him, hoping I was doing about 40% min with Ice Shard, I believe, off the top of my head. So all I needed to do was get this guy at around half, and I should be okay. So that's all I'm thinking at this point. I'm just going to spam Psychics. I obviously can't Terra Fairy because he's got Tachyon Mars. I was hoping to get some Psychic drops. So yeah, we just spam Psychic. We do a chunk. And like we took the Tachyon pretty well. So I was thinking I should be okay. I'm just going to keep hitting him. He can't recover, obviously. He can keep Carbining again if he likes, but that just gives me more turns to smack him. But yeah, my poor Reuniclus, man, I didn't get to Terra it. I was pretty excited to use Terra Reuniclus, and Terra Reun looked nasty into this matchup. But nothing has gone my way. I haven't, like, I'm not, besides, I got the crits, that went my way, but nothing plan-wise has worked out for me. I wasn't able to get my webs up, and I'm having to sacrifice my Reun. But we do get this guy to half HP, which is all I needed. He's going to fire off another Tachyon. Pretty sure we'll take another one even after the second Carmine. I was considering swapping here and saving my Reuniclus, but I didn't have a swap, and I didn't know who I was willing to let go, because I wanted Arch for the Moon. I wanted Reuniclus for the Blood Moon. He's got two very powerful moons, but I just didn't really have anyone that I was kind of comfortable to let die to this thing. So Tachyons me once more. I decided to Psychic once more and this all but guaranteed Eyeshard range now. There was no rolls that were where he lived Eyeshard here. So unfortunately Ridiculous is going to go down here, but it saved me from this crown, which is all I can ask from it at this point in time. But it does make that Blood Moon really quite scary. I had nothing that could switch in a Blood Moon now. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So yeah, I didn't really think I could save Ryun. Like if I saved Ryun, it would have meant letting someone else die and then only having like a half HP Ryun in the back. So it just didn't seem worth it. So Iron Crown is going to KO Reuniclus here. But I can go into Weavile. I knew obviously if I go Weavile, he's going to know I've got Shard, but I couldn't make a prediction that he was going to swap, because if he killed Weavile, I lost. Like I straight lost. So I go into Weavile. I know I'm screaming Ice Shard here, but honestly I wasn't too sure if he'd save this at this age, like this amount of health. His boosted speed's already used. He doesn't have any Ice Shard switches. So I thought the Ogre Point might have been a bit more valuable still, because it's faster than my Landorus and it can KO it. I can set more spikes up, so I was kind of expecting him to just let the Iron Crown go down, which I think he should have. Which is why I always click Ice Shard no matter what. But as you can see, looking at his team, he's got the most Weavile weak team I've ever seen in my life. So Weavile's looking really good right now. So we're going to Ice Shard, and it's going to pick this guy off. We are heavy duty boots on Weavile, as you could tell from us not taking the Stealth Rock damage. I would have liked to be choice banned, but literally any one round of hazard damage, sorry, spikes, not Stealth Rocks, would have put me in vacuum wave range from the Blood Moon, and I really didn't want to be yeah, in vacuum wave range. The Roaring Moon comes in, which just screams at this thing's Scarf. I'm like, alright, he's Scarf, there's no reason why he would send this in. I thought it was going to be the Blood Moon, if anything. So I'm obviously going to switch into my Annihilate here. It's here for this guy. It's a bulky rocky helmet set for this thing. As it does U-turn on me, which is fair. I probably should have expected him to U-turn here and just stayed in regardless, because a triple axle here would have killed a KO. I mean, secured a KO, and he had no way to kill me. So I think my play there was to just triple axle. But I didn't want to risk getting an Iron Head flinch, or I knew I lived one Iron Head. Because I actually was pretty HP invested in my Weavile this week, because his team's quite slow. So I didn't need that much speed. But yeah, so he U-turns, he takes the helmet damage, which is slowly putting it into Ice Shard range. And then, yeah, he's going to send his Enam, and as mentioned before, I just didn't have any Enam swaps at all. I've got Archaladon in the back, but it's still going to take a lot to a Moonblast, so I kind of just wanted to hit this guy if I could. I didn't see any point swapping. I didn't see any point in keeping Annihilate. So as he ends up going for the agility, so I was really glad that I stayed in here. I knew that I couldn't KO him just yet, because I wasn't attacking invested at all. But Rage Fist is going to put Weavile into Ice Shard range. So Ice Shard's just looking super nice. I can click it freely, not have to worry about anything. I thought this thing would be Scarf, but it did turn out to be Agility. A Moonblast is going to just KO my Annihilate here. So it's a very offensive game here. We both just kind of had stuff that we struggled to defend against. But obviously I can get Weavile in, and I can just click Ice Shard again. Like, nothing takes it. You're either getting KO'd or 2-hit KO'd. So I've got no reason not to. Ice Shard comes out, and he does reveal it to be Yachi Berry, which is pretty cool. I wouldn't have expected that. And if this thing was at full health, I 100% would have gone for a nice move and lost by Weavile. So that was pretty neat, not what I was expecting at all. But Weavile claims another one with Ice Shard. And if you look at his team, he's just got nothing for Weavile at all. So obviously the Roaring Moon has to come in because I'm not in Vacuum Wave range. It never KOs unless he was Life Orb, which I was sort of somewhat expecting he might be. But he can go pretty freely into the Choice Scarf Roaring Moon. And at this point, now that the Enam is down, I was mostly preserving my Weavile because I wanted something for... I thought it was going to be Scarf Enam, and I wasn't as worried about Scarf Roaring Moon. So at this turn, I was actually willing to risk my Weavile here. I knew I could take any one hit. The only way that he beats Weavile here is with an Iron Head flinch. Maybe just clicking Ice Shard still was the safer play, but it wasn't a guaranteed kill, and I didn't want him to U-turn again, so I was like, I'm just going to triple axle on this turn. Unless I get flinched, I'm guaranteed a KO on anything. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just calculating here to see if I live one. But yeah, as mentioned, I think Weavile had like 100 and something points in HP, as we just live on... we lived on literally 2 HP, I believe. It might have been 1. But I think he got a really high roll, because I don't think he should have... I don't think he could have KO'd, because he wasn't adamant. He was Jolly Scarf. But yeah, well, Triple Axle is going to pick off the KO there on Roaring Moon. And so now this thing comes out, and obviously it's going to Vacuum Wave. I probably could have swapped into my Landorus and won 3-0. However, I didn't know anything about this Blood Moon yet. And if it was quite specially defensive Assault Vest, it did survive a Grass Knot and KO me with Blood Moon. So I was like, I'm not going to fuck about. I'm just going to Ice Shard this Blood Moon. Weavile did awesome. And now the victory is guaranteed with Landorus. I can come in. I can click Grass Knot twice. I went Grass Knot over Focus Blast because obviously I didn't want to risk the miss. And yeah, he actually wasn't bulky on this guy at all. He was max speed, max special attack. So my Landorus could have always KO'd, but I didn't know that. Even if he was like max HP, especially defensive, he lived. So we Ice Shard, and then yeah, Grass Knot is a guaranteed KO, and then all he's got left is the Terra Ground Iron Crown, which does not take any one hit from this point. So Landorus is going to pick up 3 this game off the back of Weavile, who just did such an amazing job getting 3 itself. And yeah, that's going to be good game to Matt. I do apologise about those crits. I know you were pretty upset about them. I don't think they were as big as... I don't think the one on Conk was that big. Maybe the one on... what's it called? The Ogerpon. But that's the game we play. Good game to Matt. And that puts us at 2-0, but only +3 diff for the ICP so far. Again, sorry about my OBS. I'm getting a new computer soon, so hopefully I don't have these problems anymore. But good game to Matt. We're 2-0, and we'll see you guys in week 3. Cheers.